Welcome to Simply Aunt Aggie. In this video, I'll be reading from the Nature Library, Birds, written by Nelchi Blanchan and published in 1926. The birds I'll be reading about are the vireos or greenlets, the red-eyed vireo, the white-eyed vireo, yellow-throated vireo, and the warbling vireo. When Dame Nature, the most thorough of housekeepers, gave to the birds the task of restraining insects within bounds so that man and beast could live, she gave the care of foliage to the vireos. It is true that most of the warblers, and a few other birds too, hunt for their food among the leaves, but with nothing like the vireos' painstaking care and thoroughness. The nervous, restless warblers flit from twig to twig without half exploring the foliage, whereas the deliberate, methodical, and tamer vireos search leisurely above and below it, cocking their little heads so as to look up at the underside of the leaf above them and to peck off the destroyers hidden there. Bugs of many kinds and countless little worms, caterpillars, weevils, inchworms, may beetles, and leaf-eating beetles. Singing as they go, no bird more successfully combine work and play. Because they spend their lives among the foliage, the vireos are protectively colored, with soft grayish or olive green on their backs, wings, and tail, whitish or yellow below. Some people call them greenlets. They are all a little smaller than sparrows, more inconspicuous birds it would be hard to find or more abundant, although so commonly overlooked, except by people on the lookout for them. Where the new growth of foliage at the ends of the branches is young and tender, many insects prefer to lay their eggs that their larvae may have the most dainty fare as soon as they are hatched. They do not reckon upon the vireo's visits. Toward the end of April or the 1st of May, these tireless gleaners return to us from Central and South America, where they have spent the winter, which of course is no winter on the other side of the equator, but a continuation of summer for them. Competition for food being more fierce in the tropics than it is here, millions of birds besides the warblers and vireos travel from beyond the Isthmus of Panama to the United States and back again every year in order that they may live in perpetual summer with an abundance of food. If anyone thinks that birds are mere creatures of pleasure who sing to pass the time away, he doesn't begin to understand how hard they must work for a living. They cannot limit their labors to an 8-hour day. However, they keep cheerful through at least 16 busy hours. The red-eyed vireo, length 5.7 to 6.25 inches, a fraction smaller than the English sparrow. Male and female, upper parts dull, light olive green, well-defined slaty gray cap, with black marginal line, below which, and forming an exaggerated eyebrow, is a line of white. A brownish band runs from base of bill apparently through the eye. The iris is ruby red. Underneath white, shaded with light greenish yellow on sides and on under tail and wing coverts. Range: United States to Rockies and northward. Winters in Central and South America. Migrations: April, October. Common summer resident. Almost everywhere in the eastern United States and Canada, the red-eyed vireo is the most common member of his family. The only individual touch to his costume that helps to distinguish him is a gray cap edged with a black line which runs parallel to his conspicuous white eyebrow. Listen to the preacher. You have no need to meet him face to face in order to know him. You see it, you know it, do you hear me, do you believe it? He propounds incessantly through the long summer days, even after most other birds are silent. You cannot mistake his declamatory voice. With a rising inflection at the end of each short, jerky sentence, He asks a question very distinctly and sweetly, then pauses an instant as if waiting for a reply. An unusually courteous orator. His monotonous monologue, repeated over and over again, comes to us from the elms and maples in the village street, the orchard and woodland, where he keeps steadily and deliberately at work. Just as some boys say they can whittle better if they whistle, so Vireos seem to hunt more thoroughly if they sing. Vireos are remarkably fine builders, among the very best. Although their nests are not so deep as the Baltimore Orioles, the shape and weave are similar. The red-eye usually prefers to swing her cradle from a small crotch in an oak or apple tree or sapling and securely lace it through the rim to the forked twigs. Nests vary in appearance, but you will notice that these weavers show a preference for dried grass as a foundation into which are wrought bits of bark, lichen, wasp nest, paper, spider web, plant down, and curly vine tendrils. The white-eyed vireo. It is not often that one can get close enough to any bird to see the white of his eyes, but the brighter olive green of this vivacious little white-eyed vireo's upper parts, its white breast faintly washed with yellow on the sides, and the two yellowish-white bars on its wings help one to recognize it. Per test of songsters, the white-eyed vireo makes whatever neighborhood it enters lively at once. Taking up a residence in the tangled shrubbery or thickety undergrowth, it immediately begins to scold like a crotchety old wren. Its half-muffled, cackling soliloquies reflect irritation over the merest trifles, a passing bumblebee, a visit from another bird to its tangle, an unsuccessful peck at a gnat. Anything seems liable to rouse its wrath, while it sharply snaps out what might perhaps be freely constructed into cuss words. Now who are you, eh? Its five-syllabled song unsociably seems to inquire. The inconspicuous little bird has a strong, decided character. The precious nest, so jealously guarded, is a deeper cup than that of the vireo with the ruby red eye, deeper than that of any other vireo, and it usually contains three favorite materials in addition to those generally chosen by them. They are bits of wood, usually stolen from some woodpecker's hole, shreds of paper, and yards of fine caterpillar silk, by which the nest is hung from its slender fork in the thicket. It also contains, not infrequently, alas, a cowbird's most unwelcome egg. The inscrutable mystery is that this vireo permits the lazy cowbird to deposit an egg in its nest, and will patiently sit upon it, though it is as large as three of her own tiny eggs. And when the little interloper comes out from his shell, the foster mother will continue to give it the most devoted care, long after it has shoved her poor little starved babies out of the nest to meet an untimely death in the smilax thicket below. She should take a lesson from the clever yellow warbler. In a family not conspicuous for its fine feathers, this is certainly the beauty. The clear lemon yellow worn at its throat spreads over its vest. Its coat is a richer and more yellowish green than the other vireos wear, and its two white wing bars are as conspicuous as the white-eyed vireos. Moreover, its mellow and rich voice, like a contralto, is raised to a higher pitch at the end of a sweetly sung triplet. See me? I'm here. Where are you? The singer inquires over and over again from the trees in the woodland, or perhaps in the village when nesting duties are not engrossing. Don't mistake it for the chat simply because its throat is yellow. As this is the beauty of the modest family, so is it also the best nest builder. Its pensile cradle of exquisite workmanship frequently hangs from the crotch of some slender tree near water. The warbling vireo. High up in the tops of elms and maples that line village streets, where the red-eyed vireo loves to hunt, even among the trees of so busy a thoroughfare as Boston Common. An almost continuous warble in the early summer indicates that some unseen singer is hidden there. But even if you could get a glimpse of the warbling vireo, you could not tell him from his red-eyed cousin at that height. Modestly dressed, without even a white eyebrow or wing bars to relieve his plain dusty olive and whitish clothes, he is the least impressive member of his retiring, inconspicuous family. He asks you no questions in jerky, colloquial triplets of song, so you may know by his voice at least that he is not the red-eyed vireo. Some self-conscious birds, like the song sparrow, mount to a conspicuous perch before they begin to sing, as if they had to deliver a distinct number on a program before a waiting audience. Not so with this industrious little gleaner, to whom singing and dining seem to be a part of the same performance, one and inseparable. He sings as he goes, snatching a bit of insect food between warbles. Although towns do not affright him, he really prefers woodland, borderland, and clearings, especially where birch trees abound, when it is time to rear a family.